what you're thinking, another whale presentation. My name's Iman. I'm also a marine mammal research and education intern. And this summer, I worked on a project looking at feeding behavior and surface feeding behavior in female humpback whales through different stages in their maternal care and reproduction. So I first got interested in this project when I considered how solitary species like humpback whales don't necessarily have the same support systems that other whales like dolphins and orchids might have because they're in a pod. So came up with a question: how does surface feeding behavior change across different stages of maternal reproduction and care? So I designed an experiment, and I looked at 3 different years of data. I looked at 2014, where we had pregnant mothers versus non-pregnant mothers. 2015, where I looked at mothers with calves versus mothers with no calves, or females with no calves. And then 2016, where I looked at mothers 1 year post-calf, and then females that had no calf in 2015. So humpback whales have they carry their babies for 11 and a half to 12 months, and then they take care of their calf for a full year, and then they're on their own again. So because of the toll that taking care of a baby takes on their body, they only have calves every 2 to 4 years. So that's why this particular, these changes in their behavior were really interesting, because it happens across a long period of time. So I looked at 6 different feeding behaviors. I looked at bubble feeding, lunge feeding, pig feeding, dragging, probable subsurface feeding, and group feeding. And my hypothesis was that there are changes in their behavior, and the null was that there are no changes in behavior. So this is my data from 2014. The red is the control group, blue is the experimental group. And in this year, which is when they were pregnant, only 1 behavior was significant, and that was bubble feeding. So bubble feeding is known to be a slightly more efficient behavior than the other ones. So that could potentially be why it's increased in the pregnant females. Wait, my slides got mixed up, sorry. Okay, this is the 2015 data. And as you can see, in the control group, everything is increased, but only 4 behaviors are increased to the level that they're significant, and that's bubble feeding, tick feeding, probable subsurface feeding, and group feeding. But this just suggests that humpback whales that have a calf with them are not feeding as much at the surface, or from what we have taken data on. And then this is the 2016 data, so 1 year after they have the calf. 2 behaviors are significant in this year, and that's bubble feeding and group feeding. Again, behaviors that are very efficient compared to the other feeding behaviors I was looking at. And then because I was looking at it over time and not just between the control and experimental group, I plotted all the data against each other. And you can see in the control group, there are slight increases and decreases, but none of it's significant. And in the experimental group, there's this significant drop in 2015 when they have their calf, and then increase the year after. And when I plotted the data this way, there were 4 behaviors that were significant. And it was bubble feeding, lunge feeding, pig feeding, and group feeding. So as I was going through the 2015 data, I noticed that a lot of the group associations that had a mom-calf pair in it had another mom-calf pair in it. So I went through all of the group associations again, and I calculated that 57% of the group associations that had a feeding behavior that contained at least 1 mom-calf pair had another one in it. So that could be statistically significant. I don't know yet because I haven't completed analysis on it, but it is a future idea for this project. And then I just want to take a moment to thank the Center for Coastal Studies, Boston Harbor Cruises, and the Inland Aquarium for the resources and data that contributed to the study. Pretty often. I can't give you an exact statistic, but I want to say maybe half the time. Group feeding, because humpback whales are solitary whales, they don't group feed, they form these associations that are temporary. So a lot of times you will see them with a group, and then the next time you see them, they're by themselves. So I don't think there's been research on that though. Any other questions?